All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Great Black North. I am your favorite author, Robert Lolo.
And I am Devon MD Jones.
Hi, what's going on? I am, of course, gearing up, you know what I mean? This weekend is Afro Fest, and I'm getting ready for that. You know?
I just got an afro, so. And my shirt is not black made, but it says "Clear Your Mind."
That's a nice shirt, by the way.
That's what I'm about to do today. I'm about to clear my mind. I actually started off with a little bit of meditation.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Well, I meditate. I try to meditate every day.
You know what? I've been trying to do it. I even got an app to do some guided meditation, but I don't know. My mind is just too busy.
It's practice. It's literally something that you have to practice and keep doing until it becomes like natural. Like I feel like as soon as I get to a certain point in the meditation, my brain just kind of calms down.
Yeah. No, I think everybody needs to try it. Like at least once or twice in a week, even.
Yeah, it's very helpful. So what we're doing today is let's get to know your Great Black North host. That's our
That's a theme show.
Our song. All
right.
Let me rename myself a second so people know, since we're talking about ourselves. Okay, so we're totally like keeping this casual like we like to do. I'm super casual today. I have post-workout hair, no makeup, like keeping it real today. Real.
My beard. I didn't groom my beard at all.
There we go. We're keeping it real with you today. And we're actually going to play a game of 20 questions. So we're going to ask each other questions back and forth and get to know each other and let you guys know us a little bit better. You know, we've been doing this for a minute, so maybe you guys want to know a little bit more about us, right? So I have the question, so I will ask you first, Robert, and then I will answer.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
All right.
Question number 1. What is the most valuable thing that you own?
The most valuable thing that I own, I do believe right now I believe it's my laptop. That's the most valuable one. I mean, although I can write on paper or anything like that, I use the laptop mainly for writing, and I just feel lost without it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the laptop.
I didn't even know what my answer was when I asked that question. Off the top of my head, the first thing I'm going to I would like this not to be the most valuable thing that I own, but it's the thing that I rely on the most is my phone. Yeah, like my phone is like attached to me, and if I use it to train clients, I have all my workouts on there. I use it for like my day job, my side job, like I use it for all that stuff. I use it to communicate with my friends, family, like everything, because most of my family doesn't live here, so that's the only way I can really communicate with everybody.
Yeah, no, I see. That's everybody though.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't like that's what it is, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Question 2.
Go ahead.
How would you describe a perfect day?
A perfect day?
Yeah, day.
Okay, day. And this is like a dream day for me. If I have everything that I ever wanted in terms of profession, money, all of that, right? Okay. Waking up, exercising, prepping for writing about 2,000 to 3,000 words. Prepping for some other business venture. Could it be whether it be like the podcast or it be I don't know, some of the artistic project that I have in mind, and then hanging out with some friends, I guess. Very, 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 very casual, I guess you could say. I mean, that's the type of things I could still be doing. That's the type of thing I could still be doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I got. How about you?
My perfect day. Perfect day, like everything in place. I would wake up with my significant other beside me, and get to know them a little bit better before the day. You know what I'm saying? Before the day begins, and get up from that, shower, change, hit the gym, shower, change again. And get to work, whatever it is. And work, I would, since it's a perfect day, so then that would mean that I'm working from home, probably just online, getting stuff done, go out for lunch, either with my significant other or with friends, whichever, or even by myself would be fine. After work, meet up and go for drinks or food with friends, and then nighttime, curl up with my significant other and watch some Netflix and chill until we fall asleep, and then do it all over again.
Honestly, you know what? I kind of feel like I'm feeling bad for myself right now because I did not even think about the significant other.
Like I feel like, Robert, what I keep telling you.
No, but I thought about the day and the significant other was not even there.
That's what I keep telling you.
That's just that's messed up.
That's very telling, though.
That is telling. I think it is telling. I think shoot. Yeah, gotta look for that commitment. We'll look.
All right, we on question number 3 already. So we're trying to do this. We're trying to keep this nice and short for y'all. So keep your attention. We're trying to do this in like 20 minutes. So like 20 questions total. So 10 each in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can do this. Number 3. Oh, I know you're gonna like this one. If you could go back 5 years in your life, what advice would you give to yourself?
5 years ago, I would 5 years ago, I would probably give myself a better marketing advice, like on how to sell my novel, because that's when my novel came out. So that's what I would do. 5 years, I would probably give myself better advice on how to better market myself and push myself, like, give myself a better foot into the door, as I like to call it, compared to what I did. Although I was very inexperienced back then, but yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. I'm going to give a very Devon answer.
Gotta love the Devon answers.
If I could go back 5 years in my life, what advice would I give myself? None.
Excuse me?
None. I wouldn't give myself any advice because if you've ever seen any go back in time movie or TV show or anything,
yeah,
the one thing that they always learn is that everything that you do, like if they go back and they change something, it has ripples, right? So it changes everything that happens in the future. So then if I go back and I give myself advice and they take that advice and I take that advice, then that changes everything that I've experienced up to this point. And I'm no longer the person that I am right now.
The butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the person that I am right now. So I had to go through a lot of the hard stuff and learn the hard way for a lot of things in order to be this person.
I agree. Yeah, the hardships make us. All right. I see what you're saying. I could change that.
No.
Although.
Don't change anything.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. What is your biggest fear? Oh, I'm excited about this answer.
My biggest fear is to be forgotten.
Ooh.
Yeah, I fear being forgotten. Period. That's my biggest fear.
Interesting.
Mm. And you know what? I've been asked that question before, so that's why it's easy for me to answer it like that. But yeah,
I think that everybody's been asked that question, and I feel like sometimes I was like, do you answer like that every time, or do you sometimes give that surface answer? Sometimes I'll give the surface answer, I'm afraid of heights or falling from a height. But my actual real like deep biggest fear is dying alone.
yo, that's the thing is that's my second. That's my second one. But if I get even deeper into like my biggest fears, like I always describe the how you call it? You saw Mo Better Blues?
Yeah, I think so, which is funny because I literally just watched Harlem Nights for the first time yesterday.
All the nights.
I know. I realized the other day, I was like, I've never seen all of Harlem Nights. And the funniest thing is I was working, so I wasn't really paying that much attention, but I got the gist of it. So I feel a little bit better. But Mo Better Blues, I think, is a very similar story for me, where I know the gist of the story of Mo Better Blues, but I don't think I've actually sat down and watched the whole thing.
Well, the whole thing with Mo Better Blues is that the man was really into his music and playing the trumpet. And one day he gets into a fight. His lips no longer, he gets his lip busted, so he can't play the trumpet no more.
Oh.
And what ends up happening is that he's how you call it? He finds himself just not playing for a while, and then he comes back to playing, but he basically sucks. He's not as good as he used to be. So he gives up on his craft and decides to get married and have children, but gives up on everything. And it's just like, I am so afraid that everything that I'm doing right now ends up being for nothing.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. I get that because I've been there, and I feel like even as especially as a woman, for me thinking like getting into a serious relationship for a long time felt like it was going to change me, and I wasn't going to be able to be as independent, and I wasn't going to be able to be myself. Mm-hmm. Right? If I got into a serious relationship. But the one thing I'm kind of understanding now and learning is that your priorities change. Your priorities change, and it's not a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think part of it's too is because a lot of the things that I wanted to do, I've already done. Mm-hmm. Right? So then if I were to like get into a relationship and say never do my business anymore, or stop personal training, or stop, you know what I mean? Yeah. I can feel like, but I did it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I didn't have the chance and I didn't take advantage and I traveled and you know what I mean? Like I've done a lot of the things that I've wanted to do in life. But you have to ask yourself, will you feel like you missed out if you don't have that family or that relationship? Because that also is on your list. Yeah. And if you find the right partner, you should be able to have it all.
That's true. That is very true. And I don't know, to be honest, I saw it in the movie and it just like, a lot of people say, oh, it's so beautiful, so cute. No, I was so scared. I was extremely scared.
And your reaction to this is very telling also. Robert, like signs. Read the signs, man.
I'm a psychiatrist's dream.
Oh my goodness. All right. We are at number 5.
I'll ask number 5.
Okay. Am I going first?
You go first, yeah.
Okay.
What makes you feel most fulfilled?
I actually had a moment today I had to go and meet one of my admin clients in person, which I don't do often. Like, I like to keep everything virtual just because it's more efficient for me. I went to go meet him in person because like we were having trouble communicating online. And so I was like, okay, we're going to schedule 1 hour and we're going to get to the nut of it. Right. So we sat there for the hour, and like at the end, like we actually ended up going over, which always happens, which is partially why I don't like doing in person as much. And like an hour and a half in, he's like, that's it. And I was like, yeah, it's done. It's fixed. Like it's fixed and everything's done. Like the things that we've been trying to do for 2 weeks, we did it in an hour.
Nice.
Right. But it was just because we were just having kind of like a disconnect, and he wasn't understanding stuff. So then literally I was just like, here, you press this, you go here, you do this, and then this is done. And he was like so excited. Like he almost broke into tears, and he hugged me, and he was just kind of like, you don't understand how much this means to me.
True.
Right. And it's literally, and like, I've had that in my admin business. In terms of like, so this is my admin business, in terms of people just kind of like having that aha moment, almost like realizing that what I did made their lives so much easier. And I've had it in personal training when someone hits like their goal, or like lifts a weight that they never thought they could have ever lifted, or does an exercise they never thought they could have done. Like I had a client who was having, he's old, he's getting older, and now he's scared to like get down on the ground to do something because he's scared he's not going to be able to get back up. Right. Because it's so hard for him to do. And we literally in one session, I showed him how to get up properly. So to a point, he wasn't using the correct muscles. Like he was putting his weight in the wrong area of his body. And so it was throwing him off balance and such. In one session, he was able to just get himself up off the ground, like nothing, without holding on to anything, and just like press him. And he was almost in tears, and like stuff like that is literally what makes me feel the most fulfilled. Like when somebody like helping people and like helping people reach their potentials, helping them like build their business, like that stuff is like, I can't even explain what that feels like. It's like fulfilling. Like that it literally is. It's the most fulfilling thing to feel like I did that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you know, like you have so much more in you to give. Does that make sense?
I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
It's because again, it's like basically I find you're always like, I mean, even with us, with the podcast and everything like that, if I bring anything to you, like, I mean, an issue or anything like that, you always got something, you know what I mean? You always, I don't know, you're, I'm trying to find the words, but the French is getting in the way.
What's it in French?
Tu es toujours la personne qui est en train de, comment ça s'appelle, qui est en train de, qui donne. Tu donnes toujours aux gens, tu es toujours prêt à, tu as ta générosité. Okay, all right, cool. You're very generous with what you, I guess, with your time. You know what I mean? And your ability to, I guess the knowledge, you like to impart knowledge onto the people. You know what I mean? What it is you know and everything like that.
That's probably just because I'm a know-it-all. But, which I'm a Leo. We are a little bit know-it-all-ish. But at the same time, it literally, and I've had friends say this to me too, and I appreciate you telling me that. Thank you. But it's like that. Everything comes from my heart. Like it's all genuine. It's all genuine, and I'm really just trying to help as much as I can. Right? Like as much as sometimes it is very know-it-all-ish, it's very like I'm trying to find whatever I can to help you.
I get it. Most definitely.
Cool. So Your turn. What makes you feel the most fulfilled?
Well, to be honest, last time I actually felt fulfilled, I would say the recognition I get from my writing. I've had a few people basically just tell me, "Oh my gosh, we had." Like knowing that people actually are having like sort of discussions based on the writing and everything like that. I remember I had after I wrote the book, a year and a half later, I was dating someone, and she went and visited some family over in Ghana, and she stayed there for a month. And during the entire month, they all had a chance to read the book, and they all had a discussion. And that discussion was so, like, they got so intricate in the discussion based on basically my words. I was shocked, but I said, all right, cool. I like it. It made me happy. So yeah, I enjoy that.
So what is that? Like partially imparting wisdom through your words, but also like starting a conversation, kind of like, I think it's very similar. Like it's like creating a dialogue.
That's it. That's the one. Creating a dialogue. Yes.
Which makes sense why you would do a podcast.
You know what? To be honest, like I remember when I first moved into this apartment, I used to have conversation parties. I enjoy conversation parties. So people would just like come in and just we'd start talking about something and just go on and get into something else, and talk as long as we could.
Amazing. I would love. We need to bring those back.
I agree. Most definitely.
Conversation parties. All right. Last question, because we're going over time. So we didn't do it in 20 minutes, and we're probably going to get 14. But this is a big one. Oh, there was 2 more. No, we only got to 12. Oh, there's 2 more. Crap. Are you going to ask number 6? We're going to do 2 more, regardless. So the last one is a doozy.
If you could choose a superpower, which would you choose?
So I'm going to tell you what I used to answer this. I used to say invisibility just so I could muckle in people's conversations.
False.
Like you could just like, I used to love the thought of invisibility, but it also was just kind of like you could just like appear and like disappear wherever you needed and kind of just like be a fly on the wall, right? I like sitting back and listening and watching and like, a lot of times and just observing. But I actually think my superpower that I would actually really love is what Professor Xavier has. So like, was it that's not telekinesis is where you can move objects, but telepathic, I guess.
Yeah, he's a telepath.
Yeah, because you can read minds, but you could also control minds.
Yeah, he's a telepath. That's right.
Yeah, so that would be amazing, because I think one of my biggest thing that like I'm fascinated with people and why people do the things they do. Like I'm so fascinated, and I'm always just kind of like enamored with like when someone says something that I think that is just so outside my understanding. Like I really want to understand.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I was like, if I had that power, then I could get in someone's brain and kind of see their thought pattern and even like trace their thoughts back to their past. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I get that person now.
I see. That's actually a good one.
Yeah. What would yours be?
So I'm stuck between having 50% more of my brain, 50% more brain power.
Like limitless?
Pretty much. Or that one that Wolverine has, which is
healing fast.
Yeah, the healing factor.
So you don't age as quickly.
Pretty much, yeah.
Did you see Logan?
Listen, Logan, they're evil for trying to actually pull at heartstrings that way.
Don't. Some people haven't seen it. They don't know what happens.
By this time, if you haven't seen Logan, you lost. I'm just saying. You listen. Spider-Man is out. Wonder Woman is out. They had so many other movies that have been out. You haven't seen Logan? Sorry for you, but yeah, I'm ruining it. And yeah, they have been pulling at people's heartstrings a little too hard on this one. I didn't. I was upset. I was upset with Logan.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
Big one.
All right. I don't think I'm worthy for that big one. I'm gonna let you do it.
All right.
Yeah.
What would you like to create in the world that doesn't exist that you would endure personal sacrifice? Oh, I wrote it wrong. Sacrifice to bring to life.
Good thing I asked you to read it.
I know, right? I'm typing the questions on the side so Robert can see them too. And I made a typing error.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to make mistakes.
Yes.
At the Church of Devon, we encourage you to make mistakes and learn from them.
Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm a temporary member.
Hey, we don't do temporary.
Listen, it's my trial period.
Oh boy, trial for sure. We don't know if we're gonna accept him. That's why it's a trial. That's why it's a trial. Okay, I'm gonna read again. What would you like to create in the world that doesn't exist that you would endure personal sacrifice to bring to life?
A lot of people say that, you know what, the thing is, I'm true empathy, I guess I would say. True empathy, because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I've seen the way people have been acting when it comes to their privilege, and I'm not talking about just white privilege. I'm talking about male privilege as well, and I'm talking about people in upper classes and everything like that. It's just like there's this idea that, oh, you could see someone suffering and just be like, I know they're suffering, but I need my money. So let me just keep going and doing the things that I do despite their suffering or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like, and I'll speak about my country of Congo. Richest country in minerals. I'd say almost in the world. But people are living like poor, like they're poorer than anything, and that's due to the political climate that's over there, and that's also due to Western and European greed, also. So if there was true empathy, people would see, oh, you know what, these people are suffering, these people are living in subpar conditions. Let's change that. Let's be better. But no, that's not the case. So true empathy would be it.
Yo, that's deep, yo.
But thank you.
Let me read this question again for myself. I was like, because okay, okay. Are you doing it?
I'll do it. What would you like to create in the world that does not exist, that you would endure personal sacrifice to bring to life?
So I feel like when I was always trying to write novels, I feel like I've started and stopped a bajillion novels, and it probably, they all stemmed from this question. Like, I feel like they all did. Like, I feel like there was one where it was kind of like, what if we took this away from the world? Like, what if race was no longer a thing? Right? What would the world look like? Right? What if, like, and I was like, what if the sexes were actually 100% equal? What would the world look like? Right? And so, I think if I looked at like the animal kingdom and what goes on with the rest of the animals, since we are actually animals, that we sometimes tend to forget. I think I would turn up like if it was like a stereo and I could turn treble and the bass and stuff like that. So I would turn up logic and I would turn up logic. I would equalize emotion. And I would, because the only reason I would equalize emotion instead of turning it down, like, you know how you put it in the balance of emotion, because of what you said, because of empathy. Because empathy is an emotion.
Yes, that's true.
Right? And so if I turn down emotion, then you turn down the empathy. Right? Because, and then logic is what gives us our common sense. Right? So that's why I would turn that up. And thirdly, I would I don't know what the button would be for that. Like, you know, like for what I want to do, I don't know what the button would be. I would think that it would be, I think that goes with logic though, like went to like the fact of like discrimination and racism, I think is based on the fact of people just don't think logically when it comes to it. Because I think if people thought logically about discrimination and sexism and racism, it just wouldn't happen. it just wouldn't happen. And that's why I would turn the logic all the way up. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to try to overcomplicate it or make it bigger than it needs to be, because that's pretty much what it boils down to for me.
To be honest, I mean, that was pretty deep all in itself. I mean, you went like, you know, you broke it down like, you know, almost mathematically.
I'm a logic person.
I know. It's just that was pretty sick though. I was just like, wow.
But I think the logical person in me, like, it was funny because I had a conversation with someone about a discrimination issue. I'm not going to go into what it is, but and the person was saying, well, this is how I was raised. And I was like, I was raised the exact same way, but I used my logic to understand why I shouldn't discriminate. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I feel like people rely too much on tradition. Oh, that's the third one. Tradition, get it out. Just do away with it.
Do away with tradition?
Yeah, like I feel like life should be the school of hard knocks, right? Like school should be like, it's like everybody should learn from experience. Because a lot of people just rely on tradition way too much and don't actually take the time to learn anything.
No, I get it. Tradition is definitely, I mean, it keeps your mind narrow. It narrows your mind.
Yeah.
I find that, like, I mean, being African and all, like, I mean, tradition is the word of every day. And so if you go against tradition, it's just like, what are you doing? Like right now, I'm going against tradition. I'm not, like my brother has his second born. Shout out to my brother. My sister's about to have her second born. My other sister's is about to get married. I'm the only one that's basically doesn't seem to be around that realm of, you know, marriage or children, and that's going against tradition heavily. So yeah, no, I get that. I'm down with the getting away with tradition.
Yeah. So to recap, turn up the volume on logic, balance, emotion, and turn down
tradition.
Heresy? That was it? The tradition. Let's just
tradition. Say I don't know heresy. Again, I'm French, so I don't know what it is.
No, it's because it's the hierarchy, the hierarchical way that tradition gets passed down through. Yeah.
Okay.
Words I can't say, and I'm okay with that. Cool. So we cutting it. Like we're over time, of course, because that's how we do. But
we wouldn't be the Great Black North if we didn't go over time.
I know, right? But we had to get that last question in. So we got 14 questions in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
2 minutes. Cool. 2 minutes a question. There we go.
That was fun. That was fun.
That's hilarious. Well, which means no, that's 2 minutes a question. I was gonna say we each got a minute each, but I was like, no, that's 2 minutes each. I was doing the math wrong.
No, you're good. Yeah.
All right. So to end this, I want to do 2 shout outs. One shout out to Robert's grandmother. R.I.P.
Yes.
We're going to celebrate her ascension onto the next stage of life and death.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And that's how you got to celebrate, right? Like she lived a life.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm actually going through a few of the pictures because I got to do the photo montage for her. So, yeah, that's always that's the fun part.
Shout out, Granny.
Yes, shout out to you, Grandma.
And then the second shout out goes out to my best friend Ricardo McCray. It's his birthday.
Shout out to Ricardo. Happy birthday, King. Enjoy it. Have a good time. And I say get drunk on your birthday. Everybody should get drunk on their birthday.
With me. Yay!
I'd like to give one more shout out to my brother and his newborn son. Was born on Canada Day, actually.
Yay!
Yeah. So I was not celebrating Canada Day. I'm going to be celebrating that boy's birthday, though.
There you go.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
I was watching Netflix on Canada Day.
I was working.
That's what I was doing. Oh, and I worked in the morning, too. So that's what I did most of the day.
Yeah, I worked. And then, But otherwise, shout out to that little boy. I will do fireworks for him. Happy birthday to this guy.
Yay!
All right.
We did it. I like the show.
That was a good show. I got to know Devon a little bit better.
I got to know Robert a little bit better. You dropped a little bit of knowledge in my life.
Yes, you dropped some knowledge as well.
All right.
And
cool.
I guess I got to be a psychiatrist.
What? You're a psychiatrist. We're gonna post the questions along with this post, so you can actually ask yourself these questions and you can answer them on the Facebook page when we post it, the Great Black North, in SoundCloud and YouTube. You can post underneath it and you can answer a lot of these questions for yourselves, because in answering a lot of these questions, it made me think really deeply and even get to know myself a little bit better. I think asking questions is probably I actually just read an article that the people who ask the most questions are usually the smartest people.
That is very true. I agree with that. Totally.
Because you have to continually learn about yourself, about others, about everything that's going on around you. So ask questions.
Ask questions all the time. That's true.
That's the lesson of the day.
And
the more you know. Did you get the wink and the gun?
But you can continue to this.
I gotta be me.
Folks, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know what I mean? You'll be that way, you don't have to wait for us to post it on other media or anything like that. You can always see our beautiful faces here and there. You know what I mean? Although I didn't groom the beard, but I kind of like the way this looks.
We all natural today.
Oh, yeah.
All good.
All natural indeed.
All right.
All right. So I am your favorite author, Robert Malolo, and I am signing off.
And I am Devon M.D. Jones. Oh, let's try that again. Devon M.D. Jones. I'm real tired, y'all. I need a nap. It's been a very long day.
I just love that. Like, I want you to say it again like that.
Devon M.D. Jones.
Jones.
There was like an I in there. Joines.
Put the emphasis on that J. Be like, Jones.
Jones. I don't know what happened. My mouth was like, is it bedtime yet? Like, yay. Thank you once again for joining us. We really appreciate your comments, you following us, your shout outs, your private messages, everything you got to say.
That's right.
And we'll see you at the next one.
All right. Peace out.